Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy.
Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and hopefully you guys are doing well. I feel like it's been a while since I reviewed any form of lightsaber here on the channel. It's probably been a couple weeks, to be honest, but those couple weeks feel like forever. Anyways, I'm here to give you guys my review on the Darth Sidious lightsaber. It's something that you guys have been requesting for a while now. I've been waiting to get my hands on this thing too, and honestly, it's such a beautiful looking hilt, which is why I'm wearing the gloves in today's video, because this thing, well, it's pretty much an extreme fingerprint magnet, so I wanted to reduce that as best as possible. So before we begin, I just want to say that if you haven't been on the channel for a while or since the last video upload, I hope you guys like the newly updated backdrop here. Well, for the most part, this has been the same, but this section is pretty much all new. An extra shelf here, cabinets moved over, and of course, my new partner here on the channel known as Sir Mannequin or Mannequin Skywalker, or whatever creative name you want to give this guy over here. So maybe every so often you'll probably see him in a different costume or so, give or take. Maybe I'll get a Darth Revan outfit to put on him. We'll see how things go. And unfortunately, my new backdrops that I've ordered have yet to show in. But let me step out of frame, let you guys take a quick look really quick. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. So now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to what you guys are here. That is the Darth Sidious lightsaber. And again, this thing is pretty small. It's because I have the Yoda lightsaber that I haven't got back yet. It's still being worked on. That's going to be coming in. It's going to be a little bit smaller than this, but even Darth Sidious lightsaber here, I'm actually pretty surprised with how small it is and how it feels in the hand. It feels quite good, actually. So this is a hilt by 89Sabers, and the person that I bought this from and did the install is Sabers. I'll put a link to his Facebook page in the description down below. He's actually a pretty cool guy, so I've got the chance to speak to him. He's very good as far as communication goes, and he's had a few different hilts for sale, such as this one, Count Dooku, Ben Solo, recently a Jedi Fallen Order, and I think some other ones. He's also actually doing an install for me for my Venzara lightsaber, so whenever that comes back in, you guys can look forward to a review on that, since I've been having that sitting on the shelf since pretty much the end of January, so it's finally getting installed. So let's go ahead and give you guys a closer look on this hilt here, because this thing is very shiny, so that's why I got the gloves here. Otherwise this thing will be catered in fingerprints right about now. So we do have a couple buttons here. I actually don't remember on top of my head which one is the power and which one's the switch, but we'll get to that when we get there. And again, this is a 89Sabers Darth Sidious hilts. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 companies that are doing this, and I think KR Sabers, if I'm not mistaken, is currently doing a run as well. Now this actually came with 2 different pommel sections. I mean, not pommel, emitter sections. Can't believe I got that mixed up. So this is more like a display version here where you can't really fit a blade. However, you do get another one right in the box here, which is much more opened up, so you can insert a blade. Though this one was a bit weird because they don't have like a blade retention screw, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of a paper technique here. So very nice indeed. And this is the little paper that I'm talking about here, putting it in to kind of fill in the gap so I could somewhat swing the blade without it hopefully flying out. In terms of the actual weight itself, it does have a bit of heftiness to it. In fact, let me grab my scale, which I have over here. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot to have the scale on standby. So here is the scale. Let me go ahead and place this down on the table. Turn this on and let you guys know how much this weighs with electronics, nothing else added to it. So this comes in at about 1 pound 2.6 ounces is what you're looking at. So again, a little bit of heftiness to it, but it feels good as far as quality goes. So let me go ahead and pretty much open this up for you guys. First thing that I want to go ahead and do is to remove the emitter, because we're going to be putting this one on, so we can go ahead and insert a blade. And that way I can show you guys the chassis, because I'm going to need to install the battery. So in order to open this up, there's actually this little piece down here. You just simply unscrew that, And this opens up like so. And the chassis comes right out. So here is a closer look at the chassis. Now you might be wondering, how exactly do you access to the SD card or to get access to the Profi board, which this is installed with NeoPixel and Profi, by the way, if you didn't know. In order to access that, there's actually a little screw back here that you unscrew this, and you could pop off this door to get access to that, so you can go ahead and plug in your cable, so that way you can go ahead and connect the Profi board. So let's go ahead and insert the battery, if I remember correctly. I actually forgot to mark it, but I believe... Alright, so positive is on the top. So obviously you guys know what the very first font's going to be, is a Darth Sidious font. Let's go ahead and insert this like so. It's a pretty much a snug fit. I know when the battery's in here, I actually have to kind of use something on the other end just to kind of push out the chassis. But other than that, it does fit quite snug. Okay, I'm pretty sure green is activation and red is to navigate through the fonts here. So let's go ahead and bring over a blade. Let's see. This one should do just fine. A little bit of a smaller blade, so that way we have kind of room to somewhat swing about. So what I'm doing here, because it has no retention screw, which seems to be very common on these sabers, is that I'm putting like a little kind of a thick piece of paper here as I insert this, which I didn't do that correctly, to help fill in that extra gap there. So there you go. So as you can see, by putting in that piece of paper, I'm able to swing this around now without it flying everywhere. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way and turn this light off. Let's go ahead and activate.
This party's over.
Oh, alright, I actually made a little mistake there. Green is to actually cycle through the fonts, while red is the main activation. So the first one is of course, Emperor Palpatine font. The Senate majority, I think, was the font name. It's kind of hard to remember all these fonts, so. Of course, green. And then you hold down the red and let go.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy.
So all that. Like that one. So next up is
This party's over.
Mace Windu. I figured, you know what? You have Sidious. Why not add Mace Windu? Hopefully this one seems more purple. It kind of looks blue on camera. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes the viewfinder shows the light differently compared to how I see it in person, but...
You have lost.
So nice and clear with this one.
You have lost.
Now I want to say something else.
You have lost.
Maybe that's the only one. Let's try it one more.
You have lost.
Okay, I could have sworn there was 3 or 4 fonts in there, but anyways. Next up. Had to add the classic Darth Vader.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Very true.
You don't know the power of the dark side. Give yourself to the dark side.
There you go. Next up.
Reset the chamber of the Skywalker.
Another one, so Empire Strikes Back.
There's no escape. Now, release your anger. Obi-Wan has taught you well. have controlled your fear.
Now this is one that I kind of had a little bit of an issue with because there was a particular sound profile, like a music track that you could add, but instead of music, it was the whole ambiance scene with the freezing chamber. Could never get that one to work for some reason, but you know, hopefully I can find a good replacement for that. Next up,
Welcome, young Skywalker.
another Darth Sidious one. I believe this one was by Kyberphonic, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, not. I think this is the Luke one. Let's see, wait.
Father, you are right.
Okay, this is the Luke font, not Darth Sidious. I kind of get them confused.
You are right. I won't leave you.
So, you know, towards the end of Return of the Jedi. And of course, you can hold down the power when the blade is off to initiate the music, which will be copyrighted, of course. Don't want to play it for too long.
Ahsoka.
So, Ahsoka. I really like this font. This is a font by Kyberphonic. It's called Commander Tano, if I remember correctly. It's a really nice font to
You're
have.
lucky Anakin didn't show up. Master Kenobi always said there's no such thing as luck.
I always find it funny to have these two quotes because, you know, Master Kenobi says that there's no such thing as luck, and then she goes, "You're lucky Anakin didn't show up."
You're lucky Anakin didn't show up.
See?
At last we will have our revenge.
Of course, gotta have Darth Maul.
Every choice you have made has led you to this moment.
Next up,
Traitor!
Kylo Ren. Gotta add the unstable blade to it. Now, what I really like about this too is that the speaker sits pretty low on the hilt, so you're getting like this really nice, loud and crisp audio all the way around.
Kill them all. I'll show you the dark side.
Yeah, he finally said it. Last time I was trying to get him to say it, it didn't work. Of course, he says it on the Sidious.
It's time to let old things die.
This one was the Ben Solo one. And let's see if I could still activate it. So as you can see, it's in a more of a stable blue, but then once we twist this, we can go to an unstable red. And then back to blue. And again, back to the red. So we're gonna go and go back. There we go. Oh, no, it switched. Oh well. Let's see.
Why are you here, Raven Nowhere?
It's kind of nice to have good variety on here.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Next up.
The old man's gonna knock on the sky. Listen to the sound.
So this is that Tron one. That one doesn't really have any audio fonts. Really like this blade styles. And by the way, the majority of the blade styles here are actually by Fernando, except for that first one. The first one was the creator of the font. Can't remember the person's name. But I put a link to Fernando's page also down there. And again, a link to where I got this particular help from. Next up.
Tron, what have you become?
Obviously, we had the good side. We gotta have the bad side. And I like this one too. Just because it's perfect. And then that's the whole Disc Wars. So that one's a fun font indeed. You can find that one on Saber font. Just type in Tron, and then you'll have, I think, 2 or 3 different ones on there.
I do not serve the Emperor.
Of course, we have to have, you know, Star Killer. I'm slipping here.
Do not forget that you still serve me. Do not forget that you still serve me.
And of course, I find that ironic, you know, that we have Star Killer going, I do not serve the Emperor, then right after that, the Emperor.
I am the Senate. I am the Senate.
Yes, you are.
Only a
Or
Sith
not yet.
deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
Gotta have some episode 3 fonts in there, of course.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Gotta get the meme in there. Next up,
I will have my vengeance.
this one was my favorite as far as the font, which was called Pitch Black on Saber font. And then you got this Prion effect, where the actual effect itself is by Fernando, but this particular sound for the Prion was actually by Kyrophonic. So it's like a mixture of 3 things combined into one. So you get that, like a static blade, or the electro staff. I'll let you guys watch that again. Can't get enough of that one.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force.
Can't have a Sidious font without Dooku.
You must still face the wrath of the dark side. You'll have to do better than that. I'm looking at another dead Jedi.
Next up,
To learn.
of course, Yoda. Can't wait to get my Yoda help back in. It's gonna be fun.
Hard to see the dark side is. May the Force be with you. I sense much fear in you.
Next up,
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. So this is a Darksaber, also by Kyrophonic. He actually updated this. I actually forgot to put the updated sound to it, but this one still sounds fine.
The structure you are trapped in will be razed in short order. Just as you betrayed our business arrangement, I would gladly break any promise and watch you die in my hand. You have something I want. I would prefer to avoid any further violence and encourage a moment of consideration.
Alright, sorry about that. I just noticed right at the last second that my camera was about to die. Had to replace the battery. So we were at the Darksaber, so the next one is...
General Crow, you're being relieved of duty.
So this is the one where the blade style has the colors split. So you have one green and one blue. And of course, just by rotating, twisting the hilt, we could favor one color versus another.
You should have listened to the ARC Trooper from the beginning, Captain.
I just really love, again, how clear and loud that audio quality is.
It's treason, then. You You should have listened to the ARC Trooper from the beginning, Captain.
Next up.
Empress Palpatine.
So this one's got another effect where if you swing this, it kind of goes into like a lighter red to whitish, and then it goes back to much more of a stable. And I believe this one also had an unstable effect. There you go. I also added the unstable blade to it, so you have the stable red or unstable red depending on what you want to go with. Next up.
I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
Of course, gotta have Grievous. Now, the one thing that's missing on this particular font is another lightsaber for my collection. So maybe I'll add that a bit later on. Now, this one should have a color wheel. So you can go ahead and change whatever color. I mean, Grievous, he's got a collection of sabers, so why only stick to one color when you can go ahead and switch to multiple colors? Let's go ahead and do... Here's an orange. Or a pink. Let's see. It's more of a light blue right there. And then it doesn't have any quotes, but it does have with the blades revving up. Next up. This is that Dragon Ball Z one. I still have yet to fix this dang thing, so I'll just let it play out, and again I'll explain. So this is where the issue is. I still have yet to figure it out. Again, goes to Dragon Ball Z 3 episodes later, and then eventually they finally issue that one dang attack. So yeah, it never gets old. I don't know what this one is. Oh, this is that, maybe this will show. A little spectrum of colors. And then, which one? Oh, this is the flame. So it kind of acts like a flame. There's actually a blade style that you can add to this, where it would actually act more realistic like a flame. So like depending on the angle of your saber, it would act quite differently.
Power.
And then this is of course power, indicating obviously where the power is. So we're at a good, what is that, like maybe 90%. So pretty much still up there. And then back to...
It's treason, then.
Sidious. So there you go. So there you guys have it. That is the Darth Sidious lightsaber. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Is this a hilt that I would recommend? Well, honestly, yeah. If you are someone that is a fan of the dark side, or you just really want to get a Darth Sidious lightsaber, then it's easily a good recommendation. Now, there's a couple ways to go about this depending on how you want to add it to your collection. If you are someone that's going to get this and is kind of afraid to mess with it just because of the shiny finish and you just don't want to ruin it, you could always just get an empty hilt and have it in a display case and just to have it for display purposes. But in terms of getting it installed with electronics and getting a use out of it, that's going to depend for you. You know, maybe you have a Darth Sidious cosplay you're putting together and obviously you want to add a lightsaber, then I think this is going to complement the actual cosplay very good. Now, of course, in the show, Darth Sidious did have, well, of course, 2 lightsabers, but we only have 1 here for reasons. And then, in, if I'm not mistaken, in episode 3, he only used 1 lightsaber. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, it is a beautiful hilt. 89Sabers did a really good job. Again, you can find his page in the description down below. I think he's selling another Darth Sidious right now, actually. So you should head up his page and see if it's something for your interest. But until then, I am SirJames, and I'll see you guys on the next review. I'm not sure which one's going to be quite yet. I have a few figures coming in. I just got Clone Commander Gatch over here. I got a 2-pack with Finn and the Riot Trooper. Got a few Sideshow collectibles. I still have the 89Sabers graphics to review as well. And I also got the Vin Zaro Saber coming in, along with eventually, whenever it releases, the Qui-Gon Jinn, or the new Qui-Gon Jinn Saber from Ultima works with the Profi board. So that's going to be cool to check out. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next video, and you guys have a good one.